What's up, y'all? I'm Goody Gabor. I'm a regular schmegular girl from the Bronx. I think outside the box, and I'm a chatterbox. I can be found there, and there, but what's important to me is what I'm doing here. We have something in common. Let's talk about it. What's up, y'all? We are back with Power Book 4, Force, or otherwise known as the Alabaster King being fine. In any event, we open up with Tommy looking over the city of Chicago, smoking a joint, and reflecting on his past. He's lost Keisha. He's reflecting on the family that he's lost, Keisha, her son, what he's always been, trying to get and just currently unable to secure it, to lock it down. We then quickly go to a scene of a spot getting shot up. We go back to Tommy. He's still reflecting, but his phone rings. It's JP, his brother. He answers and he's like, what the fuck? Turns out the location that got shot up is JP's jazz club. And Tommy walks in, because he goes to see him and he's like, yo, you calling me? You don't have anybody else that you could call? And JP's like, no, you're the first person I thought of. So you're the first person I called. Well, Tommy's like, is this a front for something? Like, are you washing money? Like, what's going on in here? And JP's like, why would you even come to that? But we know why Tommy came to that. Tommy came to that because this is a part of the life that Tommy lives. So it's like, dude, what are you doing? What part of the illegal activities did you get in so we could share notes? But dude is like, nah, it ain't even about that. Protection's not in the payroll because my dad's been sick. It's only him and myself. We own this club. His medical bills are drowning me. Then he looks down and says, and my ex-husband's not taking any calls from me about this or anything else. This is a moment where he's kind of asking Tommy, is it a problem for you that I'm a homosexual? And Tommy's response is, an ex is an ex. So basically, Tommy's like, you ain't got nobody. I ain't got nobody. I ain't finna judge you for the way you live your life, because if it ain't for me, it ain't about me. Whatever. He gives his brother a stack of money, like, hey, this should hold you over. JP is not really sure that he wants to take the money. And Tommy tells him, look, it's us, not us against the world, but it's you, it's me. Take the money. I have an idea on how we could make that money make more money. I think that's the code for if your business wasn't a front for something illegal before, it's about to be. So buckle up. He leaves and we then go to Walter Flynn, who's listening to a voicemail from his oncologist. Apparently he's sick. He's coughing. He's having a hard time standing up. And his son, Vic, comes in and Vic is like, Dad, how bad is it? Like, we can get in front of this before, it gets too bad. Like, we can handle this better than we handle Mom dying. And Walter Flynn's like, look, I stood up too quick. Mind your business. Vic is like, we gotta tell Claudia. And he's like, don't tell Claudia nothing. Claudia don't need to know nothing. This ain't Claudia business. Stop. Whatever you got in your mind, stop. Then he lets him know, this is your legacy. When I do die, you get it. And Vic is like, yeah, and then I'll make it into the business I wanted it to be. And he's like, even in my death, understand the way I built this from the ground up is the way it's going to stay even when I die. And if you cannot keep it that way, the results will be fatal for you. Like, basically, you're going to take over this business. And when you take over this business, you're going to do it the way I've been doing it. Nothing's going to change because I have things set in place to always be in control of you and how things go. We then go to Diamond and Jannard. Diamond is hitting the punching bag, like he getting at it, like, bow, bow, bow. Jannard is holding it for him. They bond in a bit. And Jannard's like, yo, those two kids outside, it's two shorties outside. They on the payroll. They're going to be good for business. Diamond's like, listen, stick up kids ain't good for business. Pray and spray ain't good for business. It's a liability. They don't have a good shelf life. don't bring them around me, and definitely don't bring them around the business. Jenard's getting fed up with this big brother BS. Like, yo, just listen to me, dog. Like, it's not what it was when you were, you've been gone for 15 years. It ain't what it was. Things moving faster now. They're not going to get along. They're not going to see eye to eye on it. But that's still developing because, what we're seeing is, I think one of the biggest themes we're going to note here is like the relationship between siblings, right? We have Tommy and JP who don't know each other, but they're trying to hold each other down. And we have Diamond and Jenard who, Diamond held Jenard down initially. Jenard held everything down while Diamond was away. And now there's friction because, like, who's in control? Who has the power now that you're home? You say you don't want in on this, but you seem to have a lot to say about this, right? We note that Tommy is driving by. He's looking at, I think he's staking out property, right? He's staking out where he's going to lay his head on a regular basis since he's now staying in Chicago. But not so fast. He pulls up, he gets out the car, he's chilling, and somebody gets the drop on him, and it's a woman. And they get to fighting because Tommy ain't scared to tussle with no female. They're fighting. Tommy gets to look at her. He's like, yo, I know you. And she's like, yo, how'd you find me? They keep fighting. She cuts him, but not him. She cuts his jacket. They're really getting into it. Cops pull up. She's like, yo, you ain't gonna do this in front of an audience, are you? And he's like, yo, he realizes this is Ileana from Power Book 1, right? And he's like, every time I don't kill somebody because ghosts spare their life, it turns out bad for me. She lets him know, because, they can't continue what they've been doing. She lets him know, I got the drop on you once, I'll get the drop on you again. See you later. And, as he knows for sure, every time that ghosts don't let him kill somebody, the person comes back and is a pain in the neck for him. We then get to Gloria. She at her house, self-care, self-love. She's bathing, but she really enjoying her shower. She gets out the shower. She puts her robe on. She walks out into her kitchen, and Vic is there. Apparently, they were really in love. He has a key. It's interesting. In any event, he's telling her that, dad is soon going to be gone, because this is how he's taking his dad being sick. The fact that dad's soon going to be gone and soon I'll be back and we can be together. And she's like, dude, even it don't matter where we go. It don't matter if he's gone. Your father is never going to let you be with a woman like me. We both know you have to marry an Irish princess and run you run your father's business when he's gone. And by the way, give me my key. And he's like, nah, I'm not giving you your key. I'm going to leave now, but I'm not giving you your key. Like, if you don't want me to be here, change the locks. Okay, that's their business. Tommy then goes to do what he did for the Flynns for CBI. He's giving them their money and their drugs back, right? As soon as he goes to walk in, his bodyguard, Jenard's bodyguard, is like, it's hot on Tommy. The two little dudes is like, it's hot on Tommy. Tommy walks in. Diamond and Jenard tell the little homies to stand down. Tommy gives his gun. Tommy's reading. He's like, oh, you were a boxer? Were you nice? Diamond's like, yo, what you want? He gives them the money and the drugs. And, he's like, do what you doing. They have words or whatever. Tommy just want to go. He ready to leave. And then, like, not so fast. Everybody got their guns on Tommy. He's like, yo, this ain't what y'all want to do. I ain't the one for this particular thing right here. Whatever. Diamond is fed up. He's like, he tells Jenard, handle this, because he's already telling them, yo, stand down. And the little shorties who were outside, they were like, yo, who's in charge? Oops. Because that plays into the power dynamic between Jenard and Diamond. Who's in charge? And Jannard's like, you know what? I'm gonna let him live right now. But the truth is, Jannard can't really make no moves that Diamond don't tell him to move in this moment. They haven't established a power structure. Diamond leaves with Tommy. They're walking. Tommy's like, you know, what's up? And Diamond's like, yo, why are you trying to make friends? I heard you gave the Flints their money back too. And Tommy's like, I'm not trying to make friends. I'm trying to make money. I'm trying to make moves. You know, they're talking. And as they're talking, a car rolls up with them, more guns drawn. Another person has gotten the drop on Tommy 2 times, 1 episode. You know, he don't like that. So, you know, he's like, this your ride? These your people? Their heads are bagged up. Basically, this is what the essays were talking about when when Diamond was in jail. Apparently, Diamond put one of their head guys, their jefe, in a wheelchair, and Rojas is mad about it, and Rojas is going to get his revenge for it. They bag Tommy and Diamond up, throw them in a car, take them to a warehouse, and they advise them that, you know, they roughed them up a bit. They're like, yeah, you thought you was gonna put our mans in a wheelchair and we weren't gonna do anything about it? He's like, I always knew you were gonna do something about it. This is Diamond, but this is about me. This ain't about him. He ain't in it. And they're like, he's in it now because he's seen our face. And Tommy's like, yo, basically he's kind of feeling like, yo, what part of the game is this? Y'all supposed to be like, this is how y'all run y'all city? Kidnapping 101 is don't take the bags off the face if you don't want the people to see them. Or whatever. This guy called, you know, the dude calls him a name, gets up on him, and Tommy headbutts him like, yeah, I'm in it now. So now what? They advised Diamond that since he put their man's in a wheelchair, Rojas wants them to move the heroin because the city's hot and that's what's going to be required. And if they don't bring money back in 3 hours, they'll be dead. Now, in their head, Tommy's finna stay and be collateral. Diamond's like, nah, you want me to move 8 bricks in 3 hours? I'm gonna need my mans. He's riding with me. They're like, okay, whatever. Get it done or you're gonna be dead. We then go to Claudia and Vic, and Claudia is counting the legal money, and Vic is like, what are the numbers like? I know she tired of that damn question. She gives Vic the idea like, hey, well, first of all, she's like, I saw Peggy. And he's like, yo, I don't want to hear nothing about Peggy. And even though Gloria wasn't there, Gloria know how things run because Claudia lets him know, come on, you know, Gloria is a nice girl and everything, but you know, dad ain't finna have that. And he's like, what am I supposed to do? She's like, dude, be happy. Do what you're going to do. Be happy. Whatever. She then lets him know that she found like the next hot drug on the market. And she's like, yo, dad ain't going to listen to me, but we are losing money. We getting weak out here in the streets because we don't have the right product. I think I found the right product. Dad ain't going to listen to me. I need you to pitch the idea. He's like, we're not into the designer shit. Yeah, okay, like, you know, you don't know shit. You're just doing what you have to do. You're doing what you're told to do. So we essentially have another sibling friction because she's trying to bring what's up into the game. And Vic has just treated her the same way her dad has treated her. Now we ain't finna do any of that. We ain't finna do that, beloved. We ain't fitting to do that. She frustrated. Now we're back to Tommy and Diamond. For some reason, Diamond is driving Tommy's car. I don't know. I don't know why that makes sense. Probably makes sense because Diamond's going to be the driver and Tommy's going to be the man making the deliveries. In any event, they're talking. Tommy's like, holy smoke, it's fucking hot out here. The cops are really all over the place. And then, you know, he's like, why didn't you kill the dude that you put in a wheelchair? You should have bodied him. And he was like, listen, it was in jail. So apparently this happened in prison. He was like, it was in jail. You know, I wasn't trying to get life while I was already doing time. So, you know, they were trying to take over CBI. I handled it on the inside. However, there's smoke for that. He's like, yo, I was just trying to take care of Jannard. And Tommy's like, yeah. And he's been holding things down ever since he was in jail. Tommy pinpoints, oh yeah. So how's the power struggle going between y'all? How are things going for y'all? Diamond pulls over and he's like, look, I know you ain't a cop. What's your deal? Like, what is it you want here? Like, what do you want? And Tommy's like, look, I'm just trying to make money, as much money in this city as I can. That's it. You held me down and you got me out of a jam. I got you out of a jam. We square there. And, as it relates to what we're about to do, just break me off what you could break me off. Diamond's like, cool. On the other side of town, Jannard's getting in his car and the dude in the Versace, whoever he is, Rojas man, he's being told, look, we got to get that money to the cartel expeditiously. That's from T.I. And the dude's like, yeah, I'm about to bag this dude up. He's about to get Jannard to make sure that, they're sure that Tommy and Diamond are going to do what they have to do. We get back to Diamond and Tommy. Diamond's driving. The cops pull up behind him. He is shook. It's 2 cars. He is shook. And Tommy's literally like, because he's a psycho and, he's cool with it. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. He has his hand on the bag. He's like, look, chill. We ain't doing nothing. We haven't done anything yet. Just chill. Diamond's like, yo, it's 2 cars behind me. I am a black man. Chill. The cops turn their lights on. He's shook. Tommy's like, keep your foot on the brake. We got this. They move around. What we now know is that Diamond is shook. Like he can't deal with any of the smoke. He does not want to go back to jail. He just want to live his life the right way. That's unfortunately not an option he has, but it is what it is. That's what he had to do. You got to do what you got to do. So now Tommy and Diamond are making their drops throughout the city. The first stop is the Spanish drug dealers, right? They own a chop shop. Tommy walks in. They have a few nice cars in there. The Tia, let's call her Tia, because she's auntie. Auntie's running things. When Tommy's walking in, he puts the drugs under a garbage container. So she's like, who the fuck are you? He's like, look, I'm just making the drop. I don't know you. I don't know nothing. I got a 69 Mustang. She's like, I don't give a fuck. Who are you? Where's the drugs? He's like, I left them outside. I don't know y'all either. She sends her nephew outside to get the drugs. Her nephew brings the drugs back in. They test it. It's good. Cool. Fine. Dandy. Fine. They're going to do what they got to do. That's the first drop. They get the money. He counts the money. It's all there. All right, cool. I don't know you. I'm going to count anyway. Tommy gets back to his car, Diamond. Hilariously, before he even went in, he's about to leave. And he's like, yo, it is hot out here. So go around the block and Diamond's like, if you're not back after I run the block once, I'll leave. And Tommy's like, no, nigga, run the block again. And Diamond's like, I'm joking with you. I'm going to have my eyes on you the whole time. I thought that was cute. Levity. Levity is always a good thing to have. When Tommy gets back to the car, they're driving, they're going to their next stop, and they get a call from Jannard. Now they know Rojas has Jannard, and now the time is short. You got an hour to get this all done. Next stop is the Jews. They're pressed for time. And the Jews don't really play that. They're going to test it. They're going to chemical test the narcotic. They tested the drugs 3 times. Diamonds get a little antsy because now he's worried about his brother. This is taking far too long. He goes into the Jewish deli. They're in the back. In the front, there's rugula and there's fine meats. Diamond orders like 2 pounds of pastrami and some cinnamon rolls. But cinnamon rolls, we don't really have cinnamon rolls here. What are you talking about? But that's not the point. They get to it. It takes quite some time. However, they get the money after the drugs test good. Now the Flynn family's together. It's really hard to say Flynn family. The Flynn family's together. Vic has already told, well, first of all, we don't do anything before we ask Claudia what's the count on that legal money. And she answers, the count is fine. The money's the money. The numbers are good. But then because Vic is not going to help her, she presents to her dad the newest thing. You know, she found this new drug when she was doing good, girl, going bad. And she found the new drug. And her father's like, yo, you don't run the streets. You run what I told you to run. Vic runs the streets. Irritating, whatever. You know, that's their bit, right? Walter Flynn shuts it down. His daughter ain't finna tell him how to control his business. We now go to the last drop for Tommy and Diamond. And this drop seems to be directly in the trap house. And the person accepting the money actually, or who tests the drugs, tests them by taking them, then he passes out. So Tommy has to shake him down to find all of the money that he was going to pay. I'm not quite sure how this works when you get high on your own supply. But outside in the car, an officer has pulled up to Diamond, who was parked, to tell him he saw him on his cell phone, which is not true. Diamond's hands are on the steering wheel. Black folks know the drill. You don't move your hands from that steering wheel, even though you kind of do, you do your best to talk to the officer and let him know you're not trying to do anything to him, but scary times. Nobody wants to, I want you to see my hands. I'm not grabbing anything. This isn't my car. Are you saying that this car doesn't belong to you? Because the reason the cop really pulled him over is because he's a black man in a 69 Mustang that is immaculate. So, you know, that's why he pulled him over. So, you know, Tommy Egan comes out like, hey, is there a problem with my car? Because he's doing his best impersonation of a white man, because that's not who, you know, he is white. Yes, the Alabaster King is white. However, he don't walk around in that, hey, bro, especially not to cops. He don't really mess with them like that. He's trying to tell Diamond to chill. He got this. And of course, the cop's energy shifts as soon as he sees that he's talking to Tommy, his brother. He runs Tommy's license. Diamond's like, they ain't even gonna find a parking ticket on you. He's like, nah, they're not. And they don't. He's like, well, who is this? And he's like, oh, that's David, my barber. When the cop goes about his business, Diamond's like, how'd you know my name was David? Nobody calls me that. You looked at my barbershop license, yeah? Yep, that's what I did. So we see Tommy's head is always on swivel. Tommy's always paying attention, even when it seems like he's fucking off, right? Like he's always paying attention. In any event, he's like, let's go get your brother. They go to the warehouse to get Jenard with all the money. They're like, yo, we did the drops. And you know, Rojas people like, yeah, all the money better be there. They got the red dots on Tommy and Diamond. They bring Jenard down. He's all messed up. It's an ugly situation, but they managed to, you know, get Jenard, give the people their money, and it works out. A key thing that was said, though, was we like this, which to me says, if you like this and it's easier for us to do your drops, you're going to try this again. Because who don't want their money to come to them easy? That was fairly easy, right? And once you know, it could be felt like we got you outside and we were able to get you to do this. Maybe we'll get you to do this again. I noted that and I didn't like it, especially because Diamond's trying not to sell heroin. But you know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You're gonna do what they told you to do so you could get Jenard, right? That's what they did. After they get Jenard, Diamond pays Tommy $25K. Cool, thanks. I'll catch y'all later. And he's like, well, why'd you ride with me? Diamond is asking Tommy, why'd you ride with me? And Tommy was like, just so, you know, backup. And he's like, nah, he's essentially saying you see more like the leader instead of the follower. So are you tracking the routes? Are you about to stay in my town? And Tommy's like, I might be. Is that a problem? And Diamond's like, I don't know. We'll see. Tommy goes to his grandmother's house with JP, and they're chilling, talking and really getting to know each other further. Tommy gets to a point where, he's trying to remember what it was like to be in the house. They're reminiscing about things like your legs sticking to the plastic. If you grew up in the 70s/80s, you knew what it was with the plastic on the good furniture. Nobody wanted that to be the case. So, they're getting familiar. Tommy goes to give the $25K to his brother for the club. I don't know Tommy to be someone who just blows money like that. I am sure that this club is going to be a part of how he washes his money. In any event, his brother's hesitant to take it, but then he shows Tommy a video. And in the video, he's like, I finally know who this is. So it's his mother or their mother and Tommy in the park. And JP's like, I can't believe she just left her kid. I could never do that. And Tommy's like, how do you know what you would do? And then JP reveals that, when he came out as a homosexual male, his wife at the time, I think she was just his lady, she left and she took his son. And now he does not know where his son is. And he said he tried to fight as much as he could, but he just couldn't. He just, she took his son. That was that. That's what it was. While he's telling this story, we get a hint that his son is one of the little shorties that pulled the gun on Tommy that Jannard has hired to be a stick-up kid. So that's going to be yet another layer added to the Power Book 4 series of stories. I love the storylines. Tommy gives him the money. He takes the money. Tommy now knows, somewhere out there he has a nephew. JP's like, I never had a brother. Tommy's like, I did. That's kind of sad, but again, Tommy's reflective and he's still moving forward. In our next scene, we see that, Tommy's sitting on a car about to smoke. You hear people hitting in the trunk. Who is it? It's the two people that I suspect would have tried to make Tommy and Diamond run around doing their bid, right? It's them. And Tommy don't like when people get the drop on him. He's gonna come back and get you. That's what the Alabaster King does. He don't really like that. He puts them in a trunk. He smokes. He pours liquor. He blows the car up. So they're gone. They're not going to be a problem again. He while he's doing this, he's texting Gloria like, can I stop by the bar? She's like, sure. Stop by. He then goes to the barbershop to show them, I got them. Like, they ain't gonna be a problem anymore. He shows them the Versace jacket that the gentleman was wearing. Okay, Rojas, your people going, now what? We then see that Vic is watching the bar. Gloria don't want nothing to do with him anymore. She's over it. He's not over it, so he's going to keep watch. He's gonna see how she's doing. I think he calls it protecting her, but it feels stalkerish to me. And then he sees Tommy walks into the bar. Tommy and Gloria have their exchange. He's staying in town. He wants to know if she needs help. She doesn't need help. She's like, I got this. I got me. Tommy goes to kiss her and she's trying to tell Tommy about Vic, but he don't really care about that. That's not his business. He could care less. But Vic is frustrated because he now knows that the reason, or in his head, the reason that Gloria is done could have nothing to do with the fact that he's not a man's man. He's his father's son. It has to do with Tommy. It's Tommy's fault. It has to be Tommy. So that's going to be another part of another problem. We knew that was going to be an issue. Now we know for sure it's going to be an issue. After Tommy finishes letting Gloria know, I'm interested. I'm going to kiss up on you or whatever. I'll probably come through again. He then goes to what is a firehouse. It looks like a firehouse that he was looking at. It was Felice, right? He goes to the firehouse. He gets the person, the occupant of the firehouse, to get out of town. Like, here's some money, beat it. Now, I have a joke with my co-host on the Termagant Talk podcast where we always laugh about Raquel and Power Book Three's Louis bag, how the Speedy always has like stacks and stacks of cash in it. That is Tommy's jacket pocket. Every time he put his hand in that pocket, he pulling out stacks. So, he gives the man enough money to leave. But when he gets into the firehouse, there's a map that lands that, maps out. It's a map. It's mapping out all of Chicago, the area they're in. And Tommy's going to utilize that to the best of his ability. But there is one little thing he has to take care of. And that's this Juliana girl who got the drop on him early. Tommy does not like people to get the drop on him. If you get the drop on Tommy, he's going to come back. So, he goes to run down on her. He does get the drop on her. They start fighting. He's like, yo, how'd you find me? Who sent you? She's like, I didn't find you. I didn't send you. No one sent me. I kept hearing about this white boy with a Mustang. He's like, oh, so, that's how you found me? She wasn't looking for him. He wasn't looking for her. They just happened to be in the same town. Now, if you don't remember, this is the pink sneaker chick who was a pain in the behind, and Ghost was supposed to kill her. She's supposed to be dead. But again, Ghost stopped being sharp and official, right? So now she's alive. He trying to beat her. He was about to kill her. And when he stomped down, like it would have been a killer stomp, his foot goes through the ground and he sees the drugs that she's hiding, and it has a familiar spider on it. I believe that's the Jimenez crew. Even though I think the leaders of that crew, that cartel, they're supposed to be dead. It seems like Tommy now has his plug. He don't even have to look for a plug. He has a plug. And maybe him and Juliana aren't going to be enemies after all. Maybe they can work out and get some business. I'm still loving it. I still think it's giving what it's supposed to give. I am impressed with the storytelling, and I'm going to be here next week. It was fun to be here with you this week. I feel a little bit better about doing this. I still have hip hop hands. Bye.